Hi lovers, hi, how are you guys doing? Helma Danielle here. Welcome to my channel. Well, if you're coming across us, if you're just bumping into us, please do subscribe. Stay here with us, join the team. Yeah? If you are, the returning subscriber, we thank you very much for your support. And yeah, hope you guys are doing very, very good. I am doing good. Just came from work and I feel the need to give you guys just one video. I promised you guys a video, and I'm gonna do that video. And that is a video on the importance of having two parents, the importance of having two parents present in a child's life, the importance of two people present as parents in a child's life. In most cases, if you find me, you'll find me pushing the narrative of trying to be present in children's lives. I am for children's. There are people that are pushing narratives of taking care of grown-up people, but I don't really consider the big elder people's emotions also are important, but I do not walk around considering their emotions on top of children's emotions. The children's emotions also matters. So here is where I am coming from. I told you that I'm going to insert myself in this story, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of the moments where I felt my father had me. My father had me when at the right times. I am not really going to dwell more into my mother's lessons, but I'm going to dwell more into a situation where I am stuck and both parents comes in and they all play a very important role in my life. So this is my father. Because why am I mostly going to speak more on my father? Because in my lifetime, I really look at my father and I go like, yo, you are my guy. I really look at my father and go like, you are my guy. And, in most cases, you find people making it look like women are the most important people in life. But we are all very important in life. We play different roles in children's life. And in most cases, in situations where I was like, oh my God, my father had me. Okay, and that's why in most cases you would see that I'm going to go into this one and I'm going to just, so that you understand where I am coming from. So also men can be inspired to be present in their children's life. They do not know what they are doing in their children's life, but they are doing so much. They might not know, but they are doing so much. Okay, so this is me. I'm growing up. I am a big girl. I go to school. When you go to school, both parents sit you down. You make a prayer. They give you advice. My mother says to us that you are going to school. Life is in your own hands. If you go to school, you are going to find different type of people from different houses. So, know that if you mess up your life with different lessons, but if you mess up your life, you are messing up your life. That's my mother teaching us. So we go to school. I listened very attentively to my parents. I go to school. I don't date. I finish my school. I pass. I pass my grade 12, which of course, this is not my lifetime. I'm not really going to talk lessons of my life. I just want to, go to different to the most important lessons in life. So I pass my school. I go to, before I say I pass my school, my grade 10. There was a teacher, I'm going to say her name because she was very, very good, Miss Vatlifa. She was very, very good. I think she ended up going to teach at the tertiary institutions. She was that good. So this woman used to give us homeworks. So assignments, like when we are going on holiday, she gives us assignments. So my father used to be a teacher and he was very, very good in maths. So during this time when I go go on holidays, I'm sitting with my assignments. What are you doing? No, I'm given an assignment for maths. My mother then says to me, your father is very good in maths. If you are stuck, call him. He'll correct you. Okay? And I tell my father, Tate, I want you to take me through my homework, my assignment. Okay? And my father says, okay, not a problem. When are we doing this assignment? We are on school holidays. We choose the date. Remember, when we are on school holidays, we are all on school holidays because my parents are teachers. Ne? So my father, that day, we wake up, we eat whatever we are eating for breakfast, and then we sit. That is me and my father. We sit the whole day from morning time until round about 4, 5. My father is seated with me. Ne? And if we leave, we are going to leave for lunch, and then we come back. If you want to go to the toilet, you leave, you come back. If you want to go and drink something, you leave, you come back. But in that moment of my father teaching me maths, I fell in love with maths. I fell in love with numbers. The way that man solves those equations, the way that man is just busy doing solve X, solve what. I'm just like, oh, this is my father. You know, that inspiration. Now I just look at my father and be like, and what did my father teach me during those moments? The most important lessons my father taught me are: make time to go through your kids' homeworks. Make time to go through your kids' homeworks with them. Assist them where they need help. It taught me that when it comes to being a parent, be a parent. If you see that your child needs a certain assistance in any subject, sit down. If it means you must try to make yourself understand that subject, do that. You do not understand. You do not know. The kids are watching. And I fell in love in maths that I became very good at maths. And I go like, my father inspired me so much. My father inspired me so much when it comes to mathematics. And I ended up being in a field of numbers simply because, you know, I admired the way my father, you know, just solves these things. And most time when I go back to what he does is that he helps me solve some, and then he teaches me on the side, and then he goes. When he leaves me to solve the rest. And I understood, and maybe it's because I also had this, not a head, I have a specific respect and a little bit of some fear for my father that, you know, if he leaves me to do something, I don't take that for granted. You know, I'd be like, no, but my father said I must do this, I have to do it. I ended up being very, very good in maths. I remember until tertiary, there were just some of those lecturers that knew, like this girl. I loved maths. I loved mathematics. I loved mathematics. And I loved that subject because of my father. You do not know what you are doing in a child's life. You are very important. Ne? So it's making time. You know, you can have a lot of money in the bank account, but parenting, that have nothing to do with money. Money is needed. It's very important. Don't quote me wrong. You should have money to take care of these kids, because they're not going to be okay if they're starving and you gave birth to them. No, to make sure that there's bread in the house, to make sure that there's what in the house, to make sure that they have a shelter, to make sure that is also very important. But your time spending time with your children is very important. Name. If you do not spend time with your children and you have children, go spend time with your children. Spending time with children is important. Find ways to spend time with children. Your time is important. Name. So now there is my father helping me just be a mathematics or numbers lover. Name. So I ended up falling in love with numbers. I ended up doing commerce, that is accounting, and then it's math, and then I passed very well, and I came to university. Name. So when I came to university, remember I told you I did not date in high school. So when I came to university, first of all, I finished, and there's a story that I gave. I started dating a boy here, and this man, we ended up not going further because he wants to sleep with me and I'm not ready. So that relationship ended. I ended up dating somebody who I never wanted to kiss. I don't know why I said yes to that guy. And that's my one thing that I really say. We say we don't hate men, but we hate men sometimes. I didn't know what I was doing there. It's just because somebody asked me out for a very long time, and I was like, let me give him a chance. Because he asked me out when I was in grade 8, he was in grade 9. Until after school, he looked for my number, he got it. I was like, he loves me, let me give him a chance. But truth is, I couldn't see myself being, with him. But he's a cool guy, I don't know why, but I don't know why. Don't ask me. I don't know why. So I came to university. I finished my first year without having a boy. In my second year, I met this guy, an agent of Satan himself. I'm sorry for calling you an agent of Satan, but let me just say that. An agent of Satan himself. This nigger rearranged my emotions. So here I am. I am in university, and I found this guy. I used to study in the library, and one day I'm going to the lift. I remember very well how I met him. I'm going to the lift on the what floor is that where there's the Namibian something. I was coming from there, going out. I find this guy at the lift, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, I'm not minding him like that. Then he say hi. I'm like, hi. We talk. He asked me for my number. I gave it to him. He's not the type of person that I looked at and I was like, wow, what a guy. No. We started talking. He asked me to be his girlfriend. I said yes. I started falling in love with him. I started now noticing things about him. Cute eyes, fine body, nice hair. I started noticing things about this guy. I think the time that guy was doing engineering. He was doing engineering, I was doing accounting and finance. So we met and then we fell in love. Things happened. Nothing happened. We never got, we never did anything. We were just innocent girl and boy. We didn't sleep together whatsoever. Until that relationship was over, we never slept together. So I think I just fell in love innocently. So he's the first person I fell in love with. So, and then we broke up. And then now when we broke up, this guy started dating somebody else. And that somebody else is in the same school. Now, this is what kept happening. Now, I kept seeing this guy with this girl. And you should see now, me being me, you are hurt. You are hurt. So this relationship hurt me. I kept seeing this guy. I kept seeing this guy with this girl. I kept seeing this guy around simply because we're in the same school. And Wes, he knew where I sit. Most of the time, he would come there, say hello. He would, and when he shows up, my heart is like, dum, 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 dum. And I look at him, I'm very, very shy. I was a baby. It's understandable. I was a baby, I don't know much about these things and these whole emotions. I don't know what to do with them. And, I got very scared around him, and these emotions messed me up to a point where I am studying, but I am not studying. My heart is hurting. I cannot sleep. I'm just crying. Oh God, when they say love hurts, the first cut, it hurts. I don't know what was happening to me, but I was just messed up. I was messed up emotionally. I could concentrate on my books. I am not concentrating. What happened then? I failed school. This is where I'm headed to with this conversation. I failed school. When I failed school, I think I was in my second semester, and I failed most of my subjects in the exams. When I failed, I don't know whether it was the first semester or the second semester, but I failed. This is the first time that I'm failing, proper failing. In university, you really don't say you are not going to the next grade, but some of the subjects are, asking you to move on to the next grade. If you don't, I don't know whether it's when you don't qualify or what, I don't know. But in a way, I failed school. Let me just say I failed. I cannot remember exactly how I failed, but I failed. Ne? And I failed a little bit way too bad. Not because I was playing, no. I was trying to study, but I am not concentrating. I don't know what's happening to me. My emotions are just messed up. Ne? And it's because I fell in love with a boy. Ne? Now, time to take the results back home to the parents. I'm taking my results back to the parents, and I'm scared. So my parents decided, picked up that I'm hesitant. I'm not really showing my results. Now Mama is asking, Hilma, where are their results? I'm scared. I'm scared. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm scared. Number one, I'm scared because I was sent to school not to go and date boys, but I was sent to school to go and study. I've never been sent to school to go and study and I'm busy with boys. There's no way I can tell my parents I'm hurting, I'm heartbroken, I'm not okay. I am emotionally not okay. And I cannot tell my parents this. So I'm just quiet. Okay? Eventually, I ended up giving my results. My results have failed. And then my mother, being my mother, she's being a mother. Yeah, you are playing. Yeah, you are what? You are what? Study hard. What? She's within her rights. I'm not even saying my mother did wrong. No, she's a mother and she's being a mother. Hence, I say let us allow parents to be parents. My mother on me, my mother on me, my mother on me. Yeah, you are playing. You are what? You are not studying. You are what? You are not what? You are what? Ish. My father is looking at me. My father can see I am not okay. I am not okay. But they don't know what's going on with me. But I'm not okay. So my father calls me. After days of observing me, he calls me. And this is my father. He calls me and he tells me one thing. I think I went back to school, man. I cannot remember whether I went back to school and subjects became a lot when writing exams. Because as in Polytech, if you fail exams now, you go and write all the exams at the end. I cannot remember, man, the story nicely. It's not like I was going to come tell the stories anyway, but I cannot remember. But failing was involved in this whole situation. And it was because I fell in love with a boy. That is exactly how I started failing at university. People also started talking, no, she's failing, she's at university, like family members, she's playing, she's what. I don't blame them, guys. I don't blame them. I'm just telling my story. It's okay. I love them. Peace out. I'm just like, and here I am dealing with these emotions. My understanding have been, you finish school, you go to university, you get yourself a boyfriend, you finish school, you don't sleep with them, you finish school, you get a job, you get married, you have children. So you now have income. That have been the theory. That's what we are taught. Now, my father calls me. My hero, this one. He calls me. He calls me in the room. The two of us, we speak. My father does not ask, what's wrong with you? No. He comes to me and he tells me, my child, I can see that you are challenged. But I need you to know one thing. Number one, I believe in you. I believe you can do it. I believe that you can do it. And I trust you. I believe in you. And I want you to know one thing. Then he puts it, Mushuambo. And I'm going to say it as exactly like my father said to me. Ontentekeri ihaino meagenono ashike no konima omoshigunda yoka. Whatever that means in English, I don't know. Don't ask me. Because there was a song that my father liked singing, like tentekeri kaina meagenono no moshigunda no konimo moshigunda yoka. In that Kalain. Now my dear father sits to me and tells me, ontentekeri haino meagenono mbata apitie thanai ashike ngwena nguri konima. I need you to know one thing. If you are failing, fail your way and fail your way to the top. If you are failing, you are going to fail your way to the top. You are not going to start over. You are not going to go do other courses. You are not going to quit. You are not a quitter. I do not care how many times you fail. I will pay your school fees. That is my father. Guess what did to me? Guess that what did to me. Now, because everybody she's playing, she's not serious, she's what. But in all honesty, I am serious, but I am emotionally challenged. I am not in my rightful state of mind. Hence, that's why most of the time when people fall in love, and they are in love, I think I'm the most understanding person ever when they do stupid things, because I have once been in love. And when you are in love, and I keep telling people to be brilliant in love, but even though sometimes when you're solely in love for the first time, it's difficult when you get in there. You know, trust me, this man kept coming in and out of my life. Every time he says, hello, I miss you, trust me, I get so happy. And the next thing, we are back in each other's arms. We are not doing intercourse. I need you to understand, we never slept with one another. But just the fact that he's back in my life, I'm just happy. You know, I was just happy. Oh, a stupid love from Satan himself. I don't even want to think about it. But anyways, I kept going back to this guy. He kept coming back in my life. I realized he picked up that I am so in love with him and I'm stupid. Every time he comes back in my life, I will take him anyways. Even if he goes and mess up all he wants and comes back in my life, I will take him anyways. So he kept going to women, he comes back. He kept going to women, he comes back. Until one time I was like, Hilma, if you really want this guy out of your life, he's not going to leave. You have to make a decision to say you do not want him. Not him saying he does not want you. Because if he goes wherever he goes and then he gets hurt or things are not okay or whatever happens, because only he knows what he was doing, then he comes back in my life. Of course, in the end, he gave me an explanation that made a little bit of sense, but men are men, okay? After now we are done with this whole mess, we managed to have a conversation, but that time I've already fallen in love with my husband. I was like, I'm sorry, I've met a man and I love a man. Because when I met my husband, I was like, ooh, who's this fine guy? From where? What do you mean? And I loved this one. And he got me. He took me back to square one. He took me back to having those butterflies. And I was like, my dear, my butterflies are occupied by a different person. And I'm not leaving him. I'm not leaving him for nobody. I'm not leaving him. We are here. We are stuck, you know? So, yeah, enough with that one. But I want you to pay attention to what my father did in my life. My father told me, the woman that I am today, my father told me, in the middle of, I am challenged and nobody understands me because I cannot tell people, I cannot go to my parents and tell them, I got a boyfriend. Who told you to go and get a boyfriend? Why are you having a boyfriend? We did not send you to school to go and date boys. What are you doing with a boyfriend? Though I was not doing anything with him, I just had a boyfriend. And then I had these emotions that are overwhelming and nobody understood me. School-wise, I am opening books. I'm just crying. My heart is heavy. I don't know what to do with this heavy heart. And every time I watch a love movie, it's like you feel, you start picturing him. Every time you watch, oh my goodness, I that life, that year. That year was very stupid. Now, my father came in to tell me, I believe in you. I trust you. It's okay to fail. He made it be like it's okay. It's not okay to fail, but he told me it's okay, but fail your way to the top. And he told me, you are not a quitter. You are not quitting nothing. You cannot come to me tomorrow and tell me I am no longer doing accounting and finance. I am quitting accounting and finance and I'm going to do some other courses. No, you are failing your way to the top. And one day you are going to graduate. That's why in most of the people picked up that if you have been in my life, you'll pick up that I did not celebrate graduations. I went, I graduated, I got my paper, I went back home. Because in most cases I felt I graduated, yes, but I was not excited about it. And I felt like I'm not going to throw graduation party, wasting my parents' money when I've already wasted it so much. Ne? In a way, I felt so guilty. But you know, God is good. You remain prayerful. They continued praying for me. They all installed the prayer thing in me. So you must pray for yourself. They installed Christianity in me, all of them on both sides, which is a very, very good combination. Hence, it's also very important for the both of you, if you are making children, make sure that religion wise you are on the same page, because the more you are divided, then it will be very difficult for the children. Make sure that you are on the same page religions wise. Let us not take that for granted, because it's very important. So why did I make this video? I made this video to say that men are important in life. Men are important in life. That's why you see that most of the time when I find situations, I love believing in people, and I love telling people, I believe in you and you can do it. Irregardless of what life throws at you, you can pick yourself up and move and go, you know. It's because at some point in time where I was on the ground, somebody believed in me. I am just very lucky for that person to be my own father. Not somebody else from the streets, not some men from the streets, no people from other houses. It was within our house. That's why it's also very important when your children are going through something. Sometimes give them a little bit of words of encouragement. They need that. It might keep them going. They might not be doing something wrong. They're just challenged and they're not comfortable sharing specific things with you. So if you ask me, I would tell you both parents are very important in a child's life. They play different roles. If you do something, my mother will say to me, you did this. This is what my father would say. Observe, look at you. And then he calls you in. He calls you in the room. It's like a way of like a disciplinary hearing in the house. He calls you in the room. You sit down. Not in the room, in the sitting room. You sit down. And then he speaks. When he speaks volume. He tells me, oh, hirimahe, you don't do this. You don't do this. If you do this, life will be like this. If not, and I also want to say that not all the time that you must the kids. Sometimes sit them down and talk to them. They are listening. But when you talk to them, collect your thoughts and do that without judging them, and do that without hurting their feelings or their emotions. I had to put that. I said I'm going to do a video, and I'm only doing this video only for today. I'm not going to do a lot of videos. I'm only doing this video to say, in life, both parents are important in a child's life. If my father was not with me in these important chapters of my life, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know where I would be. If my mother also was not on the other chapter of my life, doing what she had to do as a mother, I wouldn't know where I would be. So the combination of these two parents are important. They are important, and different type of opinion at once, and you are just like, but you can tell all of them, they want what's best for you. Do not sit and say, me, because I'm a mother, I am the most important one. No, you both are important to the child. The mother is important to the child, the father is important to the child. And I would leave this with women to say that if you not only women, men also, I would say, stop leaving one another when you make children. If you make a mistake, or if you made a mistake, it's okay. Try your level best to correct it and create homes for children to grow in, or create environments where the two of you can raise this child. Unfortunately, the child can only be raised properly together when two parents are together. Put your differences aside. Fix whatever. There's something that I came across, and I will drop it now on fixing. Fix it. Fix it. Just fix it. I will just load it here, and then maybe just fix it. Whatever it is that happens, life is not a straight line. Even though the internet wants us to believe that it's a straight line, it's not. You are going to have different types of challenges. Fix it and move on for the sake of your children. do things for the sake of your children. Ne? Do not let internet tell you that you cannot do things for the sake of your children. All of you come together and do what is best for the sake of children, for you to be able to raise children together. Those principles that you put in there. My father wouldn't sit with me if my father was not present to observe me. For him to sit with me, it's because he's observing me. He's observing me every day when I'm waking up. I am even scared of going to greet them. I am not comfortable. And I remember before I also got my grade 12 results, before I finished, before I got my grade 12 results, my grade 10, I did not perform very, very good. I got like 26 points, if I'm not mistaken. And my grade 12, when I went to write my grade 12, I had to ask my father to say that I want to pass. Hence, I was taken out of the hostel for some unknown reasons. I was taken out of the hostel. My mother doubted me. She's like, why are you kicked out of the hostel? What did you do? But I'm telling my mother, I did not do anything. And it's okay, I understand. I did not do anything. We just woke up one day and most of us are kicked out of the hostel. I think there was one teacher suspended during those years because I don't know what corruption he did that some of us ended up not being in the hostel, you know. So I ended up staying at my aunt's place, and most of the time I asked my mother to say that I want to be, please help me so that the holidays of December I go study at Rossing. There was a library name called Rossing where we can go and sit. So most of the time I wake up in the morning, go to Rossing, and holidays I was just studying. And I think my father picked up that I was studying way too much. That was sometimes you are not brilliant or clever, you are just working hard. So I think my father picked up that I was studying way too much, and if I fail, it might hurt me, you know. So I was studying very, very hard. Most of the time when he sees me, I'm having books. That was my grade 12. My grade 12, I was studying hard. So I wrote my grade 12 exams. And when I wrote my grade 12 exams, I went home to I remember that time, like in accounting, when you are writing the exams, you want your balance sheet to balance. And I remember our teacher that time, he asked me when I came out. I was very, very good in accounting. So he asked me and he said to me, did your balance sheet balance? And I said, yes, it balanced. When your balance sheet balance, just know that there are two options. You can either balance with the wrong amount or you can balance with the correct amount. So he asked me, what was your answer? And I told him, and so he smiled. I was like, okay, I'm on a good point. I'm on a good side. So I ended up getting a B in accounting. So I was like, okay, so let me go and wait at home. So waiting, I was scared of the unknown. And this is what my father did to me. My father, guys, my father in my life is just, so my father called me. We are waiting for the results. So he called me and he said this to me. My child, tomorrow you are getting the results of grade 12. Whichever results comes, I want you to accept them with all your heart. If you get good results, I want you to be happy. You got good results. But if they come and they are not good, I want you to not cry. I do not want to see you in this house wiping tears and crying because you failed. I want to see you in this house, happy. And it's sad, but it's okay. We understand. We are your parents. We are going to take you to NAMCOL and you are going to redo your subjects. And my result came and I was the second one in class. And my parents were so happy and I was so happy. But the morals of these stories, I am not telling you about my downfalls because I want to talk about my downfalls. I'm not talking about where I did good because I want to talk about where I did good. I want to tell you the importance of all parents in life. And I mostly spoke about my father because my father played a very, very huge role, which was more of a person that understands me and made me believe in myself. He made me push. My mother also made me push, but my mother made me push in a way where she made me push like, you are not studying, you must study very hard. I am listening to her and I am doing just that. When she says you are not studying, study hard, I'm like, okay, ma'am, I'm listening. When I'm leaving, I'm going to study. But there are moments where I'm studying, but I'm going through things that I was not supposed to be doing because parents did not send me to go and have boyfriends. They did not send me to university to go and date boys. Even though they know we are growing up and we will have boyfriends at some point in time, they did not send us to have boyfriends. You know, to myself, the only boy I took to my parents' house is my husband. That's the only boy. That is when my parents officially know I have a boyfriend. Apart from that, maybe they can see on social media some pictures here, some boys, but they never, ever, 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 ever met men my whole life. The only person they met as a boy is my husband, and that's it. Okay? So it was very difficult because we are not used to speaking these things with them. Of course, I wouldn't even say I would have loved to speak to them about this. No, I wouldn't. It would be a very, very awkward situation to go to my parents and say, I'm hurt by men. What do you mean? No. I would rather speak to my sisters or my friends about this, but not my parents. Ne? But anyways, yeah, that's it. I want to conclude to say that, dear women, sometimes when you have issues with your partners, if you make a mistake and you ended up making a baby with a man, sometimes do what you can for the sake of the children's. Ne? If you are in your marriages, do what you can for the sake of the children's. Solve conflicts among yourselves. Let us have homes. Let us build homes for the children's. I want to say that men is very, very important in children's life as women are. We are very important. And I just gave you a small part of my father, and today I stand and I respect my father so much. You know, there's a say my father said to us at the wedding, where he said that forgive each other's sins. Sometimes that comes in my brain. And he said, Amanje, forgive each other's sins when you move in your marriages, because nobody is clean with no sin. Nobody, not even yourself. Ne? Nobody akapenomtwaera sheke kenana ndonjo kombada evihu. Nobody is clean. So forgive each other's sins. Ne? I am going to leave you with that. That is my father for you, a man of so much wisdom, and a man of so much wisdom. Ne? And that is the role he played in my life. If you see me speaking too much about allowing men in children's life, this is what I'm talking about. This is the type of a father I had. That's why I value so much having a father in children's life. That is it from me, Hilma Daniel. Do tell me, do comment down below what you think about the importance of both parents in a children's life. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.